There also hasn't been the time to see what the effects of 20 years of taking these drugs might have, or even, just 2 years worth of taking these drugs during GCSEs and A-levels, for example, the effects that could have 20 years down the line. So a teenager's brain has got a huge amount going on. So if, for example, you took your brain, if we peered into it, we'd see that there's lots of changes and connections in the brain, something called synaptic pruning going on, which is where you're basically trying to make your framework of your experiences, and you get rid of any extra connections. And also there'd be fat wrapping itself around all your nerve cells to help insulate and help electrical signals send messages in the brain.
Modafinil is a drug that stimulates the brain by affecting different neurotransmitters such as dopamine, causing the human brain to give optimum output when carrying out tasks. As a result, modafinil has proven to be popular as an off-label drug to students and night shift workers as a means of staying awake and focused during important and busy periods.
That about 90% of modafinil is used off-label by healthy individuals, so that's really amazing. So mostly this drug is being used by healthy people. And this is one of our own studies here at Cambridge, where we looked at modafinil in healthy people. And what we found is that there's several key reasons why these people, they seem to be in increasing lifestyle use. Some people just want to get a better performance, so they have the competitive edge. And it's been shown that even a small 10% improvement in a memory score could lead to a higher A-level grade or degree class. So you can see that people just want to get that bit of an edge over their fellow.
I found Professor Sahakian's statistic of 90% of modafinil being used off-label startling. Could this mean that students really are beginning to take advantage of a drug where the long-term consequences are unknown? And how long before modafinil takes hold of the mainstream? I met with Alex, who took modafinil to pass his A-levels and is now at university.
I felt for myself personally, the drugs did work. I was able to work much better, I was able to be much more focused. But that was the only positive effect. And it didn't outweigh the negative effects, which were I became very aggressive, I became very hostile with my friends and my girlfriend and my family. And actually, a couple of months after starting to take the drugs, I split up with my girlfriend because she was finding it very difficult, because I became almost a split personality. I was sleep deprived, I didn't get to sleep. I was just spending every minute of every day. And it meant I got things done, but as soon as something tried to stop me, or someone even tried to talk to me, I would snap, I would lose it, and it was no quality of life. It isn't any quality of life for anyone, and it's I've got into university now, but I'm different to how I used to be. I'm not the person I wanted to be.
After interviewing Alex, I consider how modafinil may be used among professionals rather than just students. I posed a question to Professor Sahakian about how medical professionals may use modafinil and what the effects on them may be.
There may be, as you mentioned, certain professions whereby you're working out of normal hours, and we know, for instance, modafinil actually reduces accidents in shift workers. So there may be these special groups of people. I mean, we know recently there's been, unfortunately, a bus accident where the bus driver fell asleep and a lot of children were killed because he was driving them back late at night. So the point is, there may be times in the future where, somebody who's putting themselves or other people at risk would have to, that's the question, will there be coercion to take some of these drugs? But we don't actually, this is why we need these long-term studies in healthy people, so we understand more about the safety issues in these people and what happens when they stop taking the drug.
Later, Anna Critchlow warns the long-term dangers of modafinil use, and we witness its effects on Alex.